Bailey and Ben kissed and made up. Kyle tried to shower with Amanda, and that went down the drain real quickly. And Lindsay is the only passenger I've ever seen tell the Uber driver to leave her a 5-star review. Good job, girl. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Dives as deep as the divide is wide between Team Bailey and Team Ben. It's like it's 2016 all over again, and I want to die. I did not in a million years see this coming.
You didn't know what you were stumbling into?
No, I thought, honest to God, I thought that Travis was going to get annihilated. I was worried that he was going to come off like so misogynistic. Like I was literally thinking, I just wanted another teammate, man. I just wanted one more person to work. Yeah. And it's over. I just thought it was just going to be, and I cannot believe. Well, I'll tell you something. As the comments have, it's kind of like the votes, you know, where it's like they trickle in overnight.
Oh my God! Wait,
we got some mail-in votes.
We got the overnights.
We got the overnights and some mail-in.
Who are you at the big board? You're Steve.
Steve Kornacki reporting. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when he hurt his
on
wrist?
My khakis? Yes.
And I wanted a game-worn wrist brace from Steve Kornacki.
Oh my God. I think that's so crazy that he only works like certain times of the year. And so for that one little small chunk of time to break his arm and
be injured,
he can't even play at the big board.
Pros play injured.
Yeah, that's true.
Play
played injured.
Yeah, he did.
I love him.
Oh my God, me too. I haven't seen him in a million years. I was shocked and appalled after being like weirded out by it. Then I was kind of into it because like I thought I was the only asshole, but we got a bunch of heathens up in these comments. I mean, people are not like just like, oh no, I'm just kind of siding with. It was like Ben is right, and here is 15,000 reasons why, and why Bailey should die a long, slow, everything painful death. Like it was really the passion behind the Bailey hatred. I don't know if I'll ever recover and be like, oh no, that makes sense now. I will have a little PTSD from the Bailey hatred. Like, how do you hate this girl?
Listen, I'm almost glad I got sick and I wasn't a part of it. But when I came for the episode that never saw the light of day because we didn't have sound, which I had some real great stuff, guys. I swear, I was really
dude. I literally just deleted it today because I kept just thinking, is there any way that I'm just missing something somewhere? Because it was like, listen, we did what we could. It was nothing like it was supposed to be. But
that's okay.
We did what we could. And everybody was thanking us for doing that. And I just want to reiterate, this was not that Courtney wasn't here. She was here. She did the whole show.
For hours.
Yeah, for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, in a really cute outfit.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure, if anybody didn't get that, it wasn't that she didn't show up. She came early to do it, and then it went awry, and then she had to go to a thing, and that was it.
Birthday dinner.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, because I know we make it look easy, but it's not. Like, we put so much work into doing this show.
It's so hot in here.
And when you do all of the work, and it doesn't see the light of day, there is a part of you that dies a little.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, but that was a good joke.
Yeah.
Or that was an astute point.
Yeah.
Or I used that word I've been wanting to use for so long, and now no one's ever going to know.
And if nothing else, the outfit.
The outfit.
What do you do?
I'm going to wear it again.
Yeah, because she had to go to a party from here, so she was all dolled up and everything.
I think I might have even had mascara on.
It was that was a bummer.
Yeah, she had a new sweater that her mom sent her.
I had my mom's sweater.
Yeah. I know.
God, and now it's not sweater season anymore, so you might not see it till the fall. Oh God, you see how tragic all of this is?
Hot in here.
It's actually my ideal temperature right now. I'm okay with this.
Turn the thing on.
No, I don't like it.
But you did. Point being is you did ask me. You were like, just out of curiosity, because I didn't know yet because you guys hadn't put the episode out. Yeah. Like, or maybe you just did, and I didn't know where it fell on the like how the comments were gonna come back. And I was like, honestly, I was so down the middle with this argument. And you said the same thing. I was just going to say,
there's no centrists in this bag.
There were a few. And
there's three.
Yeah,
literally there's three.
Yes. Because I just was like, as I was watching this fight go down, listen, Bailey's joke was off color, but they were joking about it and being so open about the fact that they met skinny dipping and how beautiful Amanda is and how cute Ben is. And doesn't everyone want, Amanda's always saying, doesn't anyone want to date Ben? He's so hot. He's the hottest guy in the house. So I just thought this was like a thing we were all doing. Like one time Shane and I were at a wedding.
It was.
Right. Like Shane and I were at a wedding one time and I was sitting next to like one of the guys that is like friends with everyone is that guy. I think his name is Chase Crawford.
The Gossip Girl?
From Gossip Girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love Gossip Girl.
Yes. Which I've never seen, but I know Chase because I know Chase. And so, and not that we're
I've
friends.
met Chase with you several times at
he's
Goal.
the loveliest dude, right?
He's so cute. He's
cute.
like Tom Schwartz cute.
So cute.
He's probably cuter than Tom Schwartz, but I just like Tom Schwartz.
Who doesn't?
So much. Yeah.
Oh, a lot of people don't. But let's not get controversial again.
Throw that question away. It's not a real question. Don't put it in the comments.
Yes. And so anyway, so Chase is seated next to me at the wedding and Shane, I guess, is like on the other side of me or like across from me.
Yeah.
And I guess I was telling this story and Chase was in the conversation and he's looking at me tell the story and someone snaps a picture and the way he's looking at me is hilarious. It does look like he's in love with me and clearly he is not. And I was in love with Shane and Shane was in love with me. But Shane got such a kick out of this picture that he posted it and he said, find someone who looks at you the way Chase looks at my girlfriend.
So Shane just drops this joke everywhere because he said that about my dad too, about the way my dad looks at Courtney.
Or no, the way I looked at your dad.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. The other side was a given though. Like that was an obvious. The fact that she reciprocated it was real nice.
We were deeply in love.
Yeah.
Me and Stan still are. And that's what Bailey thought she was doing.
Yes.
The problem is Shane and I at the time were in a very happy relationship. Amanda and Kyle are not. And Bailey also is a very awkward. I love her awkwardness.
Yeah.
I think it makes her endearing and I think it's very authentic and
I
I
do
find
too.
it charming. It wasn't playing for people in that moment because the awkwardness I don't think was playing for people. But I think when he came into the bedroom to say like, hey, I'm upset about this, where Bailey fell short is you can't apologize and say, but I just thought because you guys joke about it, or like, maybe she didn't say, but I think she said, I'm sorry if your feelings were hurt. To me, that's not an apology. You just have to say, I'm so sorry I hurt your feelings. That was not my intention. Yeah. I was just trying to tell a joke. It was clearly hit a very sour note, sensitive part of, of what's going on. And I apologize. And then if she wanted to go on further and just say, I thought this was something we were all joking about because you guys joke around about it. I now realize like it's off limits. And again, I apologize.
Yeah.
That's how she should have handled it. And Ben did handle it well in the sense that he wasn't aggressive with her. Like he didn't walk in being like, you're an asshole.
I mean, I felt that's the vibe I got the whole time was he was just reprimanding her like he was her elder and she was this little shit child that had just shit all over his golf shoes or something.
Well, he wasn't aggressive. He was incessant.
That's what I was going to say. He wasn't aggressive about it like we've seen other guys on these shows be. Maybe not necessarily in Summer House, although like old Crazy Carl definitely was aggressive when he would get in arguments with girls. He just was incessant. Like you said, he was incessant. He was a little browbeating with her, which I didn't appreciate. And when she wanted to like actually have a conversation, he decided he was done. Yeah. And he was going to leave.
After he already beat her over the head with a bat for 20 hours is what it felt like.
Yes. And that's where I felt that he went wrong. It's like, yeah, you weren't yelling at her, but you still were talking to her just in a way that was like, you didn't come in to have a conversation. You were like, I'm chastising you. You're an asshole. You were completely wrong. And it isn't black and white like that because even later in the episode when they were talking about the, let's like go in the pool or play pool games or something like that. And Amanda's like, oh, should we be naked? And Ben's like, yeah, but we can't joke about that in front of them. Do you remember this when they were leaving getting out of the car? It was towards the end of the episode and they made another joke and Ben's like, but don't say that in front of anyone. And it's like, right, because you guys do joke about this. And that's why Bailey made the joke.
Exactly. And that's the whole point. The whole point is he's a shitty arguer. Like, I don't remember her saying like not saying the right kind of apology. Like that she could have,
she said, I'm sorry if that like upset you.
Yeah.
As opposed to saying like, I'm sorry I upset you.
Yeah. Like it didn't come off to me as like a Craig, I'm sorry, but you trigger me and but like everybody trips out about. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
Oh, well, you're like,
I'm putting up my like little hand on the rim so I can get everything.
That's so cute. Like,
to go through like everyone can like think like they're okay with a dude talking to a chick like that. And some people might immediately be like, because he wasn't talking to her any kind of way. Well, I personally think he absolutely did. And if you ever keel over and I ever go on a date with any one of you, if you ever speak to me that way, it will be the last fucking time you speak to me ever again.
Also, hey, you're never going on a date with her. I don't care about any of you. And if you happen to sneak past my guard, my sneaky ghost guard, I will take you all out if you talk to her that way.
oh, but you want her to be lonely for the rest of your life if you died?
She won't be lonely. I'll be around. It'll be me and Stan here just knocking shit over all day.
It'll be like ghosts.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So when nobody disagrees that what Bailey said was like, okay, that backfired. Not like it could have been super funny. I said she didn't have the confidence to pull it off.
She didn't.
Like it just, so she
She tried to exude it though. Did you see the way even the way she was sitting and being like,
I watched her this
like she thought
like
she
in the
fucking
replay.
joined the club. She thought she was with her people and like getting in on the game.
Yeah, I watched
She
it.
did not.
No,
She was not.
it was heartbreaking. Sorry.
I watched it a couple of times during this when they were like doing the flashbacks, just because I never watched her. I just was watching Ben the whole time. And watching her when she said it was definitely that. And then everybody kind of choking on their food. But that's not my point. My point is the way Ben reacted to me, like, again, we've said it before, we're always wondering why or asking why. Like, why did this happen? If it was a joke and it wasn't real and Ben was like, that's not even a thing, then he would have gone upstairs, said, hey, I didn't appreciate this thing. She would have said her apology, which wasn't perfect, but it was fine. And he would have been like, cool, let's maybe not do that again because it's not real, like that's my mate's missus and like it's not real and da-da-da. Problem squashed. The reason he was incessant is because it is real. It's true.
Exactly. And this episode vindicated her times 1,000.
Exactly.
Good luck to you. She nailed his ass. He acted like a total idiot this entire episode. Didn't even remember that he just yelled at this Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
I mean, listen, you're saying all the things that I want to say. So that's
sorry.
what being together is like.
Aw, so cute.
It's so cute.
Ben, this could be you and Bailey, but you playing.
Yeah, Ben, right.
You guys are recreating the love story cover.
The love story.
When they just are doing the.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think that like, and there's a couple of people like his reaction wasn't bad joke. Don't say that shit. It was, what the hell are you doing? What it was?
Why are you blowing up my spot?
It was a little Craigie.
No, Craig, not Craigie.
Thank you.
was a little
Thank
Craig.
you. Good clarification. It was a little Craig. It was a little Craig. Do you even so? What? You haven't done anything. You're a lesbian. Whatever, right?
Wait, who did he call lesbian?
I'm sure it's coming.
Okay, so yes to all of that, which is why I was down the middle on it, where it's like, I felt like everything you're saying is correct. Everything you're saying is correct. She didn't have the confidence to pull it off. Her apology was fine. Definitely could have been better. And he was so indignant on the way that he was approaching the situation when really how he should have walked in there was just like, Bailey, I want to talk to you about this. Listen, I'm taken aback, right? And I'm a little bummed that you said it. I know you didn't have a malicious intent.
Yeah, because to know her is to know there's
she's
zero.
not a malicious person.
Yeah.
Like, however, this is the second time you've said this. And like, I am real life friends with Kyle and Amanda, and I would never want them to think this is true. So like, if you want to talk about something, here's the time to talk about it. But like, I'm just asking you, mate to mate, please, like, let's not even joke about stuff like that. And I know maybe we do, and it could be confusing. I'm just asking for like a moratorium on this situation. And he would have gotten a much better response from her because she wasn't trying to be malicious. There's a difference.
Yeah.
If someone's trying to be a jerk, then you can go at him a little bit more. But like if someone really just had a misstep, let's have a little bit of grace.
Yeah.
Right?
So
I was very down the middle on this.
Yeah.
Which I don't like being down the middle.
No, I know. I think that's why, because I am very like, when I just decide, and this isn't a good trait, but like it does probably make for, I think, probably a decent podcast because you just want someone who has an opinion as opposed to just, whatever. or like I'll make these predictions and then I convince myself. It's the conspiracy theorist in me. So like everything that happened this episode, I knew, like I didn't know it was going to happen this episode, but I knew all of that to be true already. I had already known in my head, you do want to bang Amanda. It is weird. You've been weird this whole time and you are acting out because you are freaking out that she is blowing up your spot right now. And every morsel of him that was like all of the vitriol that he was throwing at her, I was like, this is black and white obvious to me that you are taking it all out on this poor young girl who has been like a little puppy dog chasing you around and biting the back of your shorts, you know, or like nipping at your ankles. And like, she's put this dress on for you to hopefully take it off later. You know, like that's the vibe that I got. Like she was, I went into the whole thing about how I thought, you know, what is it to get ready for, you know, a wardrobe change. Yeah. You're doing that all week. You got a little crush on a guy and like, to have a crush on a guy and then him yell at you like that
on television,
and you know that she has a crush on you because that's also a little running joke around the house, and you didn't give a shit about any of that, and so I had just I never even looked at what she was doing because I was already so dead set that like this is what it was, and that's so I didn't take into consideration like the way her apology wasn't the best apology. It was like I don't even care.
And so I think and you just touched on a couple. I know we're talking about last week's episode, but Courtney wasn't here, so she's getting her 20 minutes to chime in. Even though we're taking all our time.
But we're doing this for Courtney, as I was saying.
Yeah, anyway. That was part, like you just touched on a couple things of like why I think that why it upset me too. One, it was incessant, like, okay, dude, get over it. There's something going on here that you're not telling us, but maybe Bailey just did. And then B, you know two things about this girl. We only know two things about this girl. We know that she has a crush on you, and you know that. And we know that her last boyfriend was a complete abusive piece of shit. I'm not saying Ben was being abusive. I might have let that word slip out of my mouth last week. I don't think that was the case. I don't think that was the case. I think it was incessant. I think it was a little extra given the situation. And it became borderline because of her past. Like, so I just, like I said last, you got to be careful. If you know that about somebody, you got to be careful. You can't just and rail on them or be that way. Just keep going and going and going. So I think if it was two regular people, Paige and Kyle, Paige and Craig, which I'm sure we've watched 1,000 times and haven't said anything about it, it would have been different. But the fact that it was Bailey and this dude, it made it worse. It made it bad. And I think, you know, again, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of us that think that. That might change now as we get into this episode. And Ben's like, well, hold on, no rulesies, mate. I want to make out with that guy's wife. Just kidding.
Yeah. Start the show with him making jokes. Yeah. I mean, like he didn't even take a beat. Yeah. Like that was one night, and here's the next morning. It's so weird, right. And like,
yeah, it was crazy.
Just all the things, and then the scenes from the next. Oh my God.
I know. Well, no, was it scenes from the next, or was it like
it's the mid-season,
like the mid-season trailer, which looks banging.
Oh
it looks so good.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're jumping ahead, but my last note is whoever cut that.
Give him a raise.
Give him a raise and an award, and like that's your trailer guy from here on out.
Yeah,
like that was
or girl
sensational guy in the just like in the sense like that's the guy.
No, 100%, and this is why it's always you gotta consider the source. Mm-hmm. This is not a tough, argumentative, street smart chick who's like coming for you and trying to make you look stupid. She just thought she was playing along into this joke, playing into this joke that everyone was talking about. Yeah. She didn't realize it was a massive misstep. She shouldn't have said it. She was clearly embarrassed because of everyone's reaction. So just go to her and talk to her that way. But to talk to her in that more just like browbeating nature was like, I feel like you don't know who you're talking to right now. And then also, Bailey, you shouldn't have said it, and you just didn't. You fumbled the ball, and so just own it and apologize for it. Like it just, to me, it's I'm sorry, but is the worst non-apology. And then the I'm sorry if that upset you, if that hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Because that's also still removing the onus off of you completely. So it's just like, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
Let me just give you one example where that I'm sorry if you felt that way type of deal might be okay. And it's this one where you said something that was a joke and the person you said it to is feeling a type of way. And it's not a type of way that he's supposed to be feeling in this instance. It's a type of way that is like, oh, so I'm right. Like we're talking about. In that instance, you might be allowed to get away with well, I'm sorry if you feel that way, but you might be able to get a butt in there too.
I totally agree with
but
that.
You're in love
nobody
with
wants
this
to hear
chick
that.
and
Nobody
stop
wants to hear
messing
that.
about.
But
Sure,
then don't even apologize then.
No, I think it's a case by case basis. It depends on how, like, were you black and white wrong? Then don't say but. But if you weren't,
then you can do it in a different way.
That's what I'm saying. It's really the same thing. I can do it in a different way and leave out the word but so that people don't get all pissy about it.
But it's how someone receives the information, right? So like, God forbid, let's say you and I had like something happen, and let's not even use that. I don't want to put that into the universe. Yeah, hate it. It's never happening. Like let's just use this the Craig situation with Austin on Southern Charm, right? When Craig is saying like, I'm sorry I did this, but Sally, you keep coming for me. Yeah. Right? It's more, if you want Sally to hear that information, which she might never, but the best shot is like, Sally, I'm so sorry I went for you last night.
Yeah.
You know what, Craig? I accept that. And, I just want you to know where I'm coming from.
Right.
I felt like you have been on me all season, and that's why I exploded. And again, I'm sorry I exploded. It was not my best behavior, and you didn't deserve that. I just want you to understand why, so we can adjust the behavior and move forward accordingly.
So it's just a semantics thing.
That's
really.
the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's
I
just
don't
semantics.
think it is, because to me,
Semantics.
if you have gone to therapy or you watch shows about therapy, which I have done both ad nauseum, it's the way it's two separate things, because you have to separate. Like, I'm sorry I did that. Full stop. I'm sorry, and then the person can say, "Thank you, I accept that," and then you can say, "And I want you to know why I blew up."
Right.
Right. Like. I get it.
I won't take it different. Just so you know, if you ever try those little magic beans on me, it's not going to work, sister.
Yes, it will.
And I also, I got to tell you this, just because I think it'll like this. Ben was going to say what he was going to say. I don't have an ounce of confidence that he was going to do anything differently.
Okay, but hold on. Do we see how differently things went when she was talking to Amanda? She didn't say, I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings, Amanda. She just said, Amanda, I just want to say, hold on a second. And Amanda didn't come for her. So I get that it's different, but this is what I'm saying about how Ben approached it was wrong, and how Bailey apologized wasn't the best apology. Where it's like, if Bailey because when Bailey was talking to Amanda, she's like, and if that was awful for you or whatever, she's like, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Not, I'm so sorry if that hurt your feelings. She gave like a legit apology, and that's why it was a nothing burger with Amanda, because she's just like, I don't care.
But in the same thing, she just flipped them. You just flipped them. If you felt a certain way, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry if you felt a certain way.
I don't remember what her exact...
I think that's it. I think you're right. Because like I was just sitting here being like, oh yeah, no, Courtney's right about that. She did. It was a different apology. But then you said it, and I was like, oh, that is actually what she said. And she's saying the same thing.
Well, because I think Amanda was saying like, no, don't worry, you don't have to worry about me. And she's like, no, I want to apologize. It was just a different, because...
Well, she'd already gotten beaten the shit out of.
But so also Amanda didn't come for her the way that Ben came for her.
Right.
And I'm just saying, if Ben
also,
came
Amanda
in there...
brought her here.
But also, I think if Ben walked in the room with more of the vibe that Amanda had, and Amanda was the other party in that situation, and by the way, she's the more injured party if you're really looking at the situation, because she's actually in a marriage and he's not, so it doesn't matter. Really, right? Amanda had a completely different conversation with Bailey because of how she approached it. And that's where Ben went wrong for me.
Totally.
Amanda didn't approach it. She came to check on Bailey because Ben made her cry.
And I think that Bailey had no idea that anybody would feel any kind of way, except for the fact that it was a shitty joke and it just didn't land. Like I always say, like you can tell a joke about anything you want. If it's funny, people are going to laugh, and like those are the rules. Them's is the rules. But by the time, I don't think that she would have ever gone to Amanda and given that kind of apology had this other thing never happened. I don't think, if the joke would have just landed shitty and no one would have said anything, I don't think she would have gone up to Amanda and been like, hey, I just want to say so sorry. Like, because she wouldn't have even known that it was a big deal, because like it wasn't a big deal.
No,
like
if the joke went over and everybody laughed, she wouldn't have.
But almost either way, because I think it was her getting yelled at that made her realize, like, oh, maybe I'm taking crazy pills because this guy was just furious with me. So like maybe I owe someone an apology. Like, but I don't think she would have ever come to it on her own, just because like it wasn't an offensive thing in the context of how this has been a running joke in some fashion for this entire time. So like talking about the way that she apologized to Amanda being so much better, and the way she approached her being so much better, I just think it was a product of everything that had happened along the way. And I thought it was weird that even Amanda was like, well, I think Ben was just a little. And I love that Bailey goes, I don't give a about Ben, which totally. I do love that she got over her crush like that. Same. Because everybody, I think, that didn't like what he said is now like, I don't give a shit if Ben comes back or not. Actually, I do give a shit. I hope he doesn't. Like, because I don't think that this is an exclusive thing. You don't treat one person that way, especially someone like her. And I also know that like there are so many people that feel so opposite of me that like I would normally maybe even like sugarcoat this, because I hate when people come after me. I will die on this hill. Like I feel so strongly about the innocence of that girl and like and just being so mistreated in that, and like I await your thoughts.
I do think that if like that joke obviously went over like a lead balloon and everyone had their visible response, it wasn't just like, oh, a silence fell over the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, there were Charlie emoji faces happening, like this is,
but they all had a grin behind them, which is what.
Yeah, but also it's just like when someone says something so like, oh, I can't believe you just said that. It's also like out of uncomfortability, whatever. My point is, I still do think Bailey would have said to Amanda, like, you know, if they were out drinking, dancing, having fun, like, hey, if that joke like was crappy, like I'm so like, I don't know if you were offended because you haven't said anything, but like, I'm sorry, I just thought I was making a joke. And sometimes you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but I don't think she would have, because the way that the camera went on her and she's like, like she was like really thought it was like a good joke. And like, then she's probably like, okay, well that didn't land like, but I don't think she thought she offended anyone.
If Ben had, I think this, then we should probably move on this.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about this
one. I know, but also we had almost 400 comments on, and like 90% of them are about this. So like I understand we should move on just because like we should go to bed at some point, but like I don't think anyone's minding that, like
the dialogue.
Yeah. And I wish I could read, there were so many good comments, like so many feels about it. Like, so, and whether it was like things I agreed with or not, like the passion behind this subject, like I did not see it coming in a million years.
You know, it was a very, very passionate, as Bailey said.
So top of the pops, we start off with spin the bottle, and Bailey and Ben kiss and make up, and
which I think he did to get Amanda's attention. I'm gonna make out with this girl and suck her face off, and then.
But how do you do that? Like, listen, it's been a minute. I don't remember spin the bottle. I don't remember the 3 cans. I don't remember how it. I don't understand how the game was working.
It was an altered
it was
version of spin the bottle.
Not that wasn't the spin the bottle from the mid 1900s that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, that was not the spin the bottle of yesteryear.
No.
Well, they had a little basket of like what kind of make out it would be,
but
or if it would be a truth
spin the bottle.
No. I'm just saying, like, I was just answering. You were asking about it, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, I didn't understand that version.
Oh, okay. Well, not for nothing. Who cares? I would love. I just feel like we've got a lot of. I think that
you probably like, why is somebody get a dare right now? Why does someone get a peck on the cheek? What? I think
no,
there
I
was
get
like
the
a little
bowl of things, but I didn't understand like the 3 cans. Like, so you go, it's my turn. I spin a bottle. It points to you, and then what? Then I pick a thing out of the deal. What are the 3 cans? Truth, dare, truth. What are like?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't even realize. I thought there was just one thing of little notes, but I didn't
that's
realize.
What Amanda was saying. And listen, to be clear, I was going to say this for later, but like I didn't care. This was for me. This was a similar episode to last week when I was like, I think I found out what my favorite reality show is, and it's just idiots being flirty and falling in love and getting mad that somebody doesn't love them back, or that person loves me more, or that, like, and being dumb, like, and playing spin the bottle, like, and going out to eat and having great conversations. Like, 2 thumbs up for me.
I know
like,
it was a lovely episode.
It was a brilliant episode.
Yeah,
like,
brilliant, lovely. I was too mad. I was just too like, there it is again. Did you see that? Did you
in
saw
the
that,
beginning,
right?
I wasn't mad. I felt like, yeah, dude. Like, I felt like I won. You know, like, that's what I felt like.
Yeah, I felt like it's a bummer that so many people didn't see that this guy is trash.
Yeah,
and that because I just feel like that cannot be the first time he's yelled at someone. And I just start thinking about other girls in his past being like, that's, and also a lot of people were like, he didn't yell. He was very stern. He bitched her out. That's what I would say. Like, maybe people be like, he didn't bitch her out. Like, I don't know what the word is, but like, it was not enjoyable.
it wasn't friendly.
It was meant to hurt. It was meant to inflict.
He was just being indignant.
Impact.
He was you weren't changing his mind. He didn't come in there wanting to have a conversation. Even though I stand by the fact that I don't think she gave the best apology, she still did apologize. But she still did apologize. And, you know, I'm so sorry if that hurt your feelings. And she tried to explain herself and she wanted to like unpack it a little bit. And he wasn't having it. And he was just like, I'm done with this conversation, which is a massive projection disclaimer. That is a massive pet peeve of mine. If you come to me to have a conversation and we are in it and you've decided the conversation's over and you're going to get up in the middle of me talking.
Yeah.
No. That is not how this is going to go down. And he did that, which is not cool at all. And the bottom line is we've seen from the mid-season trailer and just also this episode, like, there is a vibe between him and Amanda.
Yes.
And sorry that Bailey called it out. She did it in a crap way. It wasn't funny. It didn't land, but she's also not wrong. Well,
Sorry,
as we move into this spin the bottle scene, West is hammeroonied.
Wasted.
Yeah.
Hammerhead, wasted.
Yeah.
But like kindergarten flirting with Ciara. It's that in vino veritas thing. You know what I mean? Like, no, this is what you would want to be doing if you were sober. It's super unattractive to me when a dude is he wasn't out of control like Kyle gets out of control, but just like, this dude's black. You should be in bed, West. This is not the look. This is not sexy. Nobody wants to go to bed with this.
And your whole outfit is dumb and the socks are dumb and you're trying to, like, this is the time that you're going to wait this entire time and you're going to make your move in this and your hair's all stupid.
Yeah, this
is
like, not your best look.
Real mulleted out right now. And like, you're going to come for this goddess in this moment in front of all, like, after all this time and everything you've been through, like, you're going to throw it all away right now. And like, that's how you're going to approach her. I was already freaking out about how this was all going to work out, just like nervous for the whole situation of like her having to deal with this all again. And then for it to be like, you didn't even put on a tuxedo for this.
I do wonder.
Yes.
Have you ever had one of those nights, which I'm sure you have, where like you have to do something and you're very nervous about it. And so you just drink too much. It's like that episode of Friends where Rachel goes on a date with that guy and she's like, and now I've got closure.
Yeah.
Get your cat. Which, by the way, I think you should name Michael. You're over me? When were you under me?
That was so cute.
The best ever.
Yeah.
I use that line still all the time. You're over me? When were you under me?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, point being is I think he's in his feels in a way that he's not used to, not comfortable with. I think West passes go, collects $200, and the feelings are in that area. And he's never one to be really like thoughtful about, oh my God, like I do really like this girl. And what does that mean? Like, and now because they're filming the show, the producers are asking him, he's around her all the time. It's like out of sight, out of mind a little bit with dudes like him. But now he's seeing I'm obsessed with Ciara. I don't know if I will ever not be obsessed with Ciara. I think she is just getting better and better with every season. Like I feel like her sense of humor is coming out so much more this season. And she has me in like LOL moments. I think she's so authentic. I think she's so honest about herself and what's going on in her life. And I'm also I think she's just the prettiest woman I may have ever seen in my entire, I just love her.
Yeah.
And And how could you, if you have a crush on her, and I'm straight, by the way, but not for Ciara, I would do things, okay? But I just mean, how could you have had her and it was so dreamy in his words and it was so great, and now you're around her again realizing I'm an idiot, I'm a moron, but I'm also not still maybe emotionally there to make fetch happen.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all worried about, including Ciara, by the way, because she's the best and she gets it and she's aware. But that's why I think all of these little micro moments of him flirting or like getting drunk, because he's only having these moments either with her or talking about her when he's been drinking. He's never like sober in the car ride talking about it. And even when he gets in his confessionals, he talks about it because they're asking him, but he's always like, well, what does Ciara think? Or like, clearly that wasn't the best look, but have you talked to Ciara? Like, he can't soberly own it.
Yeah. He did what we all said, Jesse, you're a piece of shit for talking about. Jesse just said it out loud. Well, what if we have a drunken makeout? What if we have a flirty, drunken, whatever joke, whatever, like, he did that. And I think I'm also just pissed at him because like, I just want to like him. He's like the funnest guy on this show by 1,000, you know, as far as just like he's just comedic. He's just so authentic. He's so different than any dude here.
Yeah, 100%. Because he's got like a cool relationship with his feminine side. Yeah. Like his feminine energy, which I'm really into. Those to me make my favorite dudes. Like, I feel like Mike is a great example of that. Like, you're obviously comfortable and you're masculine, but like, you're also sitting here talking about a more feminine driven thing with us, and like, it doesn't make you feel any less masculine. Like, you're just like, no, this is cool. I like kicking it with the girls and talking about this stuff. And I feel like West has that, and it's my favorite quality in a dude. And I also think he just comes across as someone that all three of us would be like, yeah, I would 100% get a beer with West.
Oh, I would get 10,000 beers with West. So yeah, I think I'm pissed because we've all been allowed now to like West again. Like, we all are feeling pretty good about West again. And I don't know. I
hope it doesn't go south.
No, I want him to just leave her alone because he's not ready. One, I can't remember who said the comment. I'll look for it later, but it was the simplest line. If he wanted to, he would. End of story. Like, we can go around about, I think he might be in love with her. He just doesn't know what to do. You know what to do? You go and knock on her door and say, can I take you out to dinner and discuss our future? Like, it's not that hard. If you wanted to do that, you would do that. You don't want to do that. And you've thrown all of your hard work of like respecting her boundaries and letting her totally just get it all worked out and find that comfort zone with you. She finally does, like the night before, and then you took advantage. Maybe you didn't intentionally do it. Maybe you didn't set out to do it. But like, at the end of the day, like, you are you were the one with the hands and the feet and the stupid stuff.
And the dragging the chair over.
Yes. It was too much.
Mario Brutale.
Yeah. And we've come too far to throw it all out now.
Well,
I am having a hard time with this because like, there's a big part of me that's like, I want the perfect version of West and Ciara.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. We know that, but that's all I want. And I keep fooling myself that that's what we're going to get. But I think I agree with you that like or both of you, like we all agree, like he's not ready. And I think that that's weird because he seems to like this girl. And my biggest fear is he can't come back a second time. So like, that's where I'm like, dude, just stay away, stay away. It's the one that got away. Give it up. Like, let it, like, you cannot, unless, and we've said it before on multiple episodes, unless you're coming with a ring or like a real serious attempt at that, like, you don't have to get married. It might not work out, but you need to come correct with a serious attempt at that's the end game. You know what I mean? And no one's getting in the way. No OnlyFans or Twitter chicks. Like, that's a wrap on all of that stuff.
Because she couldn't be more clear.
Right. I don't know, dude. I don't know if he's ready for that. And if he's not, then he needs to like literally go with somebody else because he will not survive a second Ciara
Nor
crushing.
should he.
No, or yell at her like you're Ben, and so she'll lose all feelings for you in a heartbeat. That's how you do it.
Ciara would fight back far better than Bailey did.
No, totally. I'm just saying, like I was just in seeing that and thinking about how Bailey has just been this girl who has just been like kind of pining over, and oh my god, like to take that off of take it off your desk, you know, like
get off my desk, get it off my chest, or get off my chest, get off my desk.
Yeah.
In the mid-season teaser, like. That's probably why he makes out. It seems like he makes out with another girl later on.
Yeah, I
so
can't.
His girlfriend. It's the girl who's his girlfriend.
No, West.
Oh, West.
Oh wait, is that who you're talking about? West,
I
right?
thought you were talking about Ben.
Yeah, we don't know what that is, but it's something, and it leaves her in tears again. And that's all I need to see is that you've got her in tears again, and you're going, "I'm an idiot." Yeah, you are a f***ing idiot, dude.
And if you didn't f- with her, by doing these little things of like. He's drunk, and then that's when he gets the, chutzpah up to be like, I don't know how to talk to you. I don't know how to, right? Because she's putting up boundaries to see if you can be an adult and realize, and I said it last week, and I will keep saying it, he is not rejecting her. He's rejecting the version of himself that he needs to become to be with her. You have to be an adult to be with Ciara. You have to say, here, listen, like how Mike just said, I'm not saying we're getting married. I don't know, but like my intentions are I want to try this with you. I want to be your boyfriend. I want to be in a committed relationship. Let's try our best to see where it goes. Those are my intentions. Like, you know, when you remember in Vanderpump Rules when Stassi's little brother would enter the mix and like he was talking to Jack and he's like, what are your intentions with my sister? I love that little kid.
I forgot about that kid. He needs his own show.
Yeah, what's he doing now? But oh my God, I think today's Bo's 50th birthday. Or tomorrow is. Sorry, tomorrow is. Happy birthday, Bo. If you watch us.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, I'll text it to him. Bo, I wish you a happy birthday. Point being is... like, I love that question. Or how about this? Even better, I love when a man comes prepared to be like, these are my intentions. This, like, I had someone in my life that I know for a very long time, like, had feelings for me. And it's like, right, but you're a sloppy jalopy in this area. And like, you got something going here, something going there. And like, yeah, of course you want to be with me. Duh. But like, what are your intentions?
Yeah.
And you don't have an answer.
Yeah.
You're trying to get my attention. You're trying to spend time with me. So come correct and say, hi, Courtney, I have deep feelings for you. Here's my intention of what I would like for a relationship for you and I. I can work with that.
Yeah.
I can't work with the fact that like, I just don't know how to talk to you and like drunkenly scooting my chair over to you and trying to touch you. What do you want?
Yeah.
Because if you had real intentions, you could have it all. You could have the key to the motherfucking kingdom.
Yeah.
And you're too stupid to fucking figure your shit out to get it from this goddamn queen.
I'll tell you something else.
I also love him right now and I don't want to hate him. Sorry.
That's why I think I'm so furious is because I feel like we've just been allowed to let him back in the door.
And I held out as long as Ciara did.
I know.
Okay? He made me cry. I cried.
I know.
And then I had a mental psychotic break and started laughing so hard I couldn't even finish reading the comments. I have been to hell and back for you, West. Sorry. Projection disclaimer. Clearly something like this has happened to me in the past.
I think two things. One, I have a confession. Because I feel like we're going to move on from the spin the bottle here in a second.
We are.
I have one more thing about spin the bottle too. Two more things.
I have one more thing, and it might be the last thing I say. I think I'm in love with Mia. I'm just going to tell you now.
Oh yeah. No, she's incredible.
No, but
what a great ad. And I wouldn't have even thought.
Say ass. I was like, yes.
Because that's where I'm going. When she brought Ben that towel, like so sweet.
Yeah,
like, super
so
nice.
thoughtful.
When she turned around and walked back into that house, I considered ruining my entire life going to Miami and beating up her boyfriend and texting you and being like, we need to talk.
And also calling the people that made the palace for Huda.
Yeah, and saying, hey, get Huda the out of that palace. I got a new tenant coming in. And now they'll be in the ADA.
Mia's mansion.
Yeah. I don't know what to do.
There's something so utterly wonderful about this woman.
Time she says words or whatever like that, she's just better and better every time. So
And
better
she,
keep
That's
a
what
hold
these
of
shows
your
are
man.
for, you ding dong.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like if Craig's if Craig's allowed to walk through that door and swoop you away, well, Mia, I'll
Here's your
text you
invitation,
my
girl.
address.
Yeah, no one's taking me to the courthouse.
Yeah.
So
Stop it.
by
just
the way,
saying, until it happens,
you're a free agent.
yeah, and
You're not a
Craig
free
just
agent.
seems to have just gone through a little breakup.
You're not. You're signed. You signed the deal. We're just waiting to get your uniform to
Okay,
you.
until the funds
Waiting to get your
transfer.
uniform.
You're in spring training.
No. I don't know if the funds have transferred until the courthouse.
No,
That's when you're officially on the team. But can I
Whatever.
just
The
say-
second part. Well, hold on. The
please,
second
please,
thing I was
sorry.
going to say is if West and Ciara don't come, if West doesn't come correct, and these two don't like make a thing out of this, KJ and Dara are still in Paige and Craig's spot. Like KJ and Dara are going to be. They're already the couple that I want to watch.
Yeah, but it seems like I don't know, both Bailey and Levi kind of went after her in
Yeah,
something.
but
I'm
I
like,
think
again, I
that's
just
just
don't
some
take these
fancy
girls. And like,
editing.
listen, what if Bailey ends up to be a total lunatic and I would have to eat my entire sandwich here? Like, I like that, like, it just, but her and Levi, like, they both seem like they're telling Dara, you're lying about something. So,
We'll see.
and it
Until
seemed to have
then.
something to do with Ben. So if
maybe.
she's still trying to, keep her options open or whatever, because that we
Okay,
already
well,
saw
until
that.
that happens.
Okay, all right. First of all, I just want to say that it was hilarious that Kyle had to leave with a pillow over his boner. That was great.
Amazing.
And then the other thing is, I'm really going to gloat this whole entire episode, that Bailey just won everything because she won when literally the first joke is made, because it wasn't a joke, when he says, when Amanda's like, okay, so for the married people and the people that are seeing someone, he goes, no, there's no different rules for married people. And then he goes, like, you know when you wink like that? When you're joking, you dick. Like, which is what this whole thing's been about. Everyone's been joking about it. You're literally doing it a mere hours after this whole thing has happened.
Real quick, sorry, not even joking, but joking. The wink is a joke that everyone's in on. Like
Right.
everyone knows.
Exactly.
That's why you wink. It's like,
Yeah.
like everyone's in on it.
Yes. It's just check. Like whether it's real, whether everyone's been joking about it, like she was right about every single thing. Then she gets to make out with the dude she's had the hots for however long. She gets to win the argument. And then she gets to fucking make out with Ciara.
You want to know who else
Like,
left?
is there a bigger winner of this episode?
No, but those two also seem like they pulled apart because they both got boners. Like that kiss could have gone on for a couple more seconds but they were both like, okay, no, this is gonna get something.
It's gonna get weird.
I
real
feel
quick.
funny in my nether regions.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm done with spin the bottle unless anything else.
Also, at the end of this, Jesse sings a song to Ciara, which did not pass the sniff test for me. And then Ben and Bailey talk, like he goes in the room to
Yeah.
check on her, which I did think was nice. And I like that they had that moment. If only
Too late.
if only to like calm Bailey's nervous
Yeah.
system so that she doesn't have to go home and like live this whole week.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wasn't here this weekend that, like this episode covered at the end of it. And like, I wouldn't want her to have to live with that feeling through that weekend because she was, you know what I mean? Like I thought that was lovely.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you on that. I thought that. Like we were watching it and I was like, okay, that helped. And this one.
That apology was
not.
perfection. I just think that a producer pulled him aside and said, I think it might be a good idea for you to resolve that, like make this kind of go away. Like it's you never know how it's going to play, Like I just feel like because you just don't, I just, if you really did go from that feeling to another, that opposite feeling in that short amount of time, I don't think that's normal, and that I'm even more concerned for your mental health because that was weird. Because it was like the suavest too, and
But he
her
also said in
reaction
the
to it was
beginning-
perfection. I don't think that you're a dick. I think you're hot and funny. Like she still is
No,
coming
she
with
said,
like,
I didn't think you were a dick. I thought you were hot and funny.
Yeah.
And he says, well, maybe half hot, half dick.
yeah, and she's
Or
just
something like
like,
that.
it's just look. I mean, she let it happen so sweetly after what I would have been like, get the out of my room. I would have been like, please, can
But
you?
this is what I'm saying. I wish that was the energy that it all had from jump.
Yeah.
I wish that that's how he walked in.
Of
Like
course.
that's what would have really
Yes.
made me
1,000%. We all loved him. We were out on him. We were not out. We were disinterested. I actually think I said I was out on him the week before. I do think I used those words, but I didn't mean it in that way. I just meant like, you're boring. You're not saying anything. Like people
he wasn't bringing anything.
He brought nothing. He was basically just like lounging like a Calvin Klein model. Like every time you look at him, which a lot of times that can be enough for me. But you know, I think that was the other thing that really triggered me was that he brought like no passion about anything, and then all of a sudden he was like on nitrous.
Well,
anyway.
Okay. The next morning, Kyle tries to shower with Amanda, and that, like I said, went down the drain so quickly. That was wild. They are in such a bad spot. It's which we know, and we don't have to harp on it. It's still shocking to witness.
But
for him to just
the night before was so crazy. Like the watch, the sitting on the lap from the previous episode, that kiss. There's just these moments where I'm like, and I don't know. I've never gone through a divorce or anything like that, but like, I'm sure there's moments. I'm sure you have moments when you're like, no, F both of these, like F you, F me, we're done. I don't care about it. And then you probably have these moments where you're still like, oh, well, maybe. And there's a but like their moments are so genuine and so like, what are you guys doing? Why are you splitting up? Like, Kyle, get your fucking head out of your ass or something. Amanda, wake up. Like, just pull together for the team and get over yourselves. You know, I don't understand that kiss and then waking up the next day and being like, no, well, I can shower with you. No. Like not a like, oh,
no,
dude, it was
this is not happening.
Yeah. And not a like, I'm not in the mood, or I just don't, I feel like I need to wash my hair, whatever. Like there's a million reasons you don't want to take a shower with your husband. One of them is I don't like my husband, and that was that.
I just realized how close all of this was. This was all the same weekend of the birthday, the watch, the calling the mom, and then the spin the bottle.
Yeah, because they haven't
make
left
out
yet.
That he had to walk out with a boner, and what happened between that and that night to the next morning.
She woke up sober.
Maybe it was my birthday's over. I told you could be nice to me on my birthday, and
like it carried through the rest of the episode. Not to jump ahead, but like the apartment scene was cold as hell. The dinner where when they all went back to the house that weekend. But even
before all that, like what happened in between the vineyard, the spin the bottle, the Cartier watch, all that whole thing they go to bed that night, wake up the next morning, and she says, I'm getting in the shower. And he says, I'll go with you. And she's basically says, absolutely not. You will not.
What I think happened is when they're in the bathroom, that's like the one place that you can easily have sex because there's no cameras.
Yeah.
And I think she knew that he was going to try to have sex with her. And
well, he'd had a boner since the day before.
Correct.
Makes sense.
But she didn't just say no. She did it where she was like fully turned around, which still wasn't it. He says something else to her, and I don't remember what her line was, but it was a very still like, no.
You couldn't hear it.
I have no desire to do like it.
They put the chyron of the closed caption that was it said, I don't want to take a shower with you.
Yeah. And so, all right. So after the whole shower debacle with Kyle and Amanda, the shower that never was, we have Amanda going up to Ciara's room and talking about the West thing. The boys are talking about the West thing. Everyone is kind of like, what's going on here? There's no clarity for anyone in the house. I feel like that's kind of all we get from these scenes. And then we're back in the car and we're headed back to New York.
Yeah.
Good? Nobody has questions, comments, concerns?
Before we leave, I what's up with Amanda's butthole shorts?
Oh, yeah. Wait, that was funny. I've never seen a wedgie that deep.
When she the gray ones, when she had to go smooch. That was such a wedge.
Yeah. It almost seemed like
I don't think it was a wedgie. I think it was the style of shorts that were like either bunched in the back,
That would be so typical of fashion to be like wedgie shorts.
Yeah.
Like the thing that like your entire life you work to make sure that you don't have one. I mean, now like I like a jean that rides high, but like
I've never liked a low rise. I just don't have the body for a low rise jean. It's just not. No, I don't.
I mean, it's probably not comfortable because you're short waisted, but like you have the body for the Frankie B's of the world.
I just felt like my whole caboose was hanging out. And my grandmother, when I was a kid, she always was like, you got to wear an undershirt and tuck it in or your kidneys are going to be out. And now even as adults, I'm like, oh, my kidneys are out.
Yeah.
I'm tucked in now. Anyway, okay. So we're back in the city and we have this scene where Bailey looks, I think, maybe the most beautiful she's ever looked in her entire life when she calls Carl. I can't stop thinking.
I was like, who's this chick? Like
Beyond
when she first
stunning.
came on, I'm like, is this a new girl? New girl? I'm not saying she's not cute. She's super cute.
No, I know. But it just reminded me of one more reason I'm mad at Ben, because I was not for the Carl Bailey hookup. And now I'm like, just give her a nice guy. Carl, take real nice care of her.
Yeah, but this was a little weird for me.
Yeah, no, it was strange. But she called him. They had a kind of a stilted conversation, but it was still nice. Still nice.
I know. The way he was like, hey, thanks for calling Bailey. Bailey. Like in a way, it felt like he was her team leader on something.
Yeah, it was a full work call.
Yeah.
100%. Then we get to Dara, and I think it might be Dara now, and not Dara.
Seems, I don't know why we relied on Wes to know anything about anything.
Specifically, a girl he dated.
Yeah, exactly.
So Dara and KJ go on their boxing date. He invites her out to the house for this next weekend. Interesting, the friction that's going to start with Dara being brought into the mix with Bailey, Levi, Dara.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where, because I feel like Mia is such a voice of reason. She's one of the very rare occasions when a cast member joins a cast that is established, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh, you're like a fish to water with this. Like you're a breath of fresh air, but but on the opposite side of that coin, it's almost like you were never not here.
Exactly.
Even though you are a fresh, new like voice and person on the show. So anyway, I'm curious because I do find her to very much be the voice of reason.
Yeah.
What side she's going to fall on with all of this. But anyway, we've got that happening. And then it's that really awkward scene in Kyle and Amanda's apartment where they're talking about how he's really giving it a good push with this DJ career, is going to be signing with the manager. And Amanda, if an anvil fell on her head in the middle of this scene, she wouldn't have felt it. Like, she is numb on a level that she could go and have open heart surgery and doesn't need to be anesthetized. Like, she's numb. She is so... She's Teflon now.
Numb would be better than what she was, because she still is poking and like it's like someone being like, how's your little job? Like the way she goes, this DJ thing, what about the DJ stuff though? That like she's so condescending about it. She's so pissed at him. She's so like, she has so much pent up, like just you to this guy. And it's also, we talked about this a little bit, how I still think that they don't live together. I'm standing on it until I die. And it almost seemed like he just popped over from his unit down the hall and to tell her how he slept. Well, you'd know he didn't sleep if you slept in the same room, ding dongs. Every single thing about the stress, and he can't really say anything that doesn't lead to her being like, well, it's probably the DJ, and like,
oh, you've Kyle's side in this?
You can't really be on someone's side who you can't stand. Like
sounds like a Kyle apologist moment from the number one Kyle hater.
Is it a brunch crush? Is it a lunch crush? What is that? I don't have a crush on Kyle, but whatever that thing Wes was saying. Yeah. Like, yeah, it can't be a crush if it's just a daytime. I think that it is probably whatever you guys say, projection disclaimer of like knowing that like we started something later on, and like I wanted to do this kind of thing, like Courtney and I've been doing it for years, and then like Mike just didn't really, yeah.
If you didn't hear that the first time.
And so
2 other numbers have been in front of our names.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Just so you know how long we've been doing this.
Yeah, and we were so much more well equipped for it. We were younger and sprier and had more energy, and like, I don't know, it was just like inflation hadn't hit and like all the things. Just
I got
like
weekly manicures.
Yeah, exactly. Like I
people.
Can't remember the last time. So anyway.
We went to happy hours. Sorry, now I just can't stop thinking about how much fun we used to have.
I always say, I don't know how anybody leaves the house. Like,
yeah, you were always my friend to be like, let's go out, let's do whatever. And now you're just like, Mike, I got to go out with Court. It's been a while. I got to take the old lady out so she doesn't find another.
It's literally that when you, and I'm telling you something like you don't know it, but like when you are just in business for yourself and like, you know that there's 50, like you have not reached anywhere near where you're trying to get. So like, even though everyone should take free time, it's for your own good to get out of the house and do some shit, drink a beer, get some sun, all the things. But you just keep thinking, I could be cutting more shorts. I could be reorganizing that hard drive. I could run the disk utility and try to get ahead of what's next. I could take the switcher, like just all the things. So you're always like, so anyways, that's what it is now. It's not that I'm like, oh, I guess it's been 37 days since I went outside with Courtney. I gotta, I'm not trying to do you any favors is all I'm saying. I'm just want to die. Okay. But the thing I was going to say about Kyle was that when Kyle says to her, it's literally the only thing I'm enjoying at all in my life. Basically said like, this is the only thing bringing me any kind of joy, any kind of happiness, whatever. And the way she just disregarded that, it was like, I would just like, what are we on this earth for with a partner, if not to like recognize that your partner has a passion and a dream about, and like, has had the shittiest business for so long. It's been a slog the entire time. Maybe they had a good year. I don't know, but like, it doesn't seem like it's whatever. They're at where they're at. And I'm wondering if maybe she's like, well, you didn't want to do my bikini line. So maybe she's kind of getting back at that. But like, when someone tells you this is the only joy that I feel for anything in my life, like you just don't turn your cheek to that. Like and they're married,
But this is why, and I hear what you're saying. And so numb might not be the right word, but she's done. She is checked out of this relationship. Right. And I think, you know how sometimes when you're so deeply upset with someone and you're not even like Amanda, I don't find Amanda to be an argumentative person. I don't find her to be someone who's like constantly trying to have like a gotcha moment or be nitpicking, but it's almost become a reflex with her and in relationship to him in this moment that they're at in this relationship. It didn't used to be like this. And I actually don't think it's like this current in real time right now, March 17th or whatever today is. Yeah. When they talk about like the 7 stages of grief, that she's in whatever the stages of death of a relationship that's dying, she's in that step right now where it's like, I don't even want to be mean to him, but I just can't help it. Like he says something and I cannot bite my tongue. I've spent 10 years biting my tongue and I just can't not do it. And I feel awful as soon as it comes out of my mouth. Like, I don't want to be this person, but like, I can't help it. And also I'm not going to do anything to stop it because that's where I'm fucking at. Yeah. Okay. So how I said, like when he walks in and right off the bat, I think he's come from his own unit because I'm trying to break down these scenes as if they're real, but I don't think it is real. I think it's a reenactment. I think this was like a beat of the season that this is how we're going to spread this thing out because that's what I believe. That is my gut. That's my instinct that's what's going on. So the downside of doing that, it's one thing to like reenact scenes that really happen because like you are on a reality show and you are trying to do your job. And like, I get all of that. But the downside of that is that you have to have what's basically a 7-year argument conversation that is so layered and so like has so much emotion and so much heartbreak in it. And you got to smash it all into these like 2 minutes basically that you're here for. So all we're seeing is Amanda basically not give a shit about that he has no income. This is his only money. He's trying to get a manager so that he can actually make more money. If he's going to do this, you may as well make the maximum amount that you're going to do it. She couldn't care any less. She also told us a year ago she didn't really want to have kids now. Doesn't know if ever. Maybe we'll see, whatever. So when she says, well, you could be hanging out, like we could be doing things together. And the way that he says, hang out at this apartment. So clearly she doesn't have any of the outside, like Kyle wants to go. She wants to stay. And like, it's just, they're both, like I said, the downside of reenacting a thing is that you're going to come off very harsh because you've just got to land the points of like, I don't care about the money. I don't care about your joys and your hopes and dreams. I don't care about your employees because
it cuts to his confessional of him being like, I got this much staff. Yeah. I pay their benefits. I just sank another $500,000 here. I'm trying to get some money over here. She doesn't seem to care about literally anything. Well, it's because you're not together. She doesn't have to care about those things anymore. This is your life and your finances now. That's what I believe. But in this scene, if you are living in the moment and believing this scene is happening in real time, then like she looks like, I don't know. She just looks like very unsupportive and very like dismissive of like what it takes to have a life. They have a business, they have expenses. They are like, this is not a couple who seems to be having to, make things work, like make the rent, make the payments on the whatever. Like this doesn't feel like this is not a.
But maybe you've never experienced this. There's a really great quote from Almost Famous, where he's like Russell, the main guy or whatever. He's talking about how like at the end of the tour, right?
Yeah, nobody wants to go home.
Nobody wants to go home. It's like a carnival ending and they're packing stuff away and nobody wants to leave. And it's just like this weird, awkward time where like you're trying to hold on, but like there's one more show, but like Crafty doesn't look the same and we've sent home some whatever. Like painting that picture of like something is ending. Right. And like, we're not going to exist this way anymore for whatever the reasons are. Right. And I feel like they're at the point in their relationship. And I'm not saying it's outlandish for you to think that they're already fully broken up and like they're just reenacting this for the camera. That's absolutely a possibility.
Because if they're not, this is a horrible way to treat each other.
But this is my point, that I think that they know that they're, specifically Amanda, she knows the carnival is packing up. She's been on Zillow and has looked at other apartments. She has maybe not shared that with Kyle, but like she is mentally disengaging from him. And because he's slow to the uptake, being like, no, everything's still fine, because he wants it to be that way, because that's who Kyle has showed us to be through the 11 years that we've seen him on this show, that I feel that's what we're witnessing here, where it's like she is, if you've ever been a part of like a relationship that's just dying and it isn't like, you cheated on me, I'm done, I'm walking out. Like I thought we had a healthy relationship. I found out you cheated, I'm out. It's more like, we've been working on this. We've been in therapy. We both know there is probably a dead end ahead of us. We know that this train can't go any further. And I think Kyle's thinking like, oh, I'm creative. I can figure out a way to bulldoze through that wall and the train can keep going and we can have new stops and go into new towns. And Amanda's like, I'm literally packing up everything I've had on this train and I'm leaving. And I think that's why it feels so harsh and cold and wild, because in her mind, she is done.
When you're done, you would say, good luck meeting your manager. No, it's going to be great for you. You don't go, well, what about us? Well, when are you going to be here? Well, what does that mean for us? Like, you're not checked out yet. Like like I said, I think it's all fake. So I think she's trying to act like she's not checked out and land to the audience that like, here's all the issues that we're having. But it's like, no, the way that you would respond if you were numb and you were already gone is you would be like, well, that sounds great.
Oh, yes. I've experienced the opposite. And I also have seen other examples of relationships where it's like, I knew this person was out for a year before they actually left because there were certain things they wanted to get in order, or like it was a bad time for them to leave work-wise, or just all of these extenuating circumstances where it's like, no, I know that like this is.
No, I know she's out. That's if I know anything, I know she's out. But the responses would be, good for you. That's not like, because it wouldn't matter. She's already gone.
No, but that's my point. What I was saying earlier, when it's like, when you're in this part of this kind of like death of the relationship, it's not even like you're actively trying to be an asshole. You can't stop yourself. It's like, I think Amanda can't stop herself from just being like, that makes no sense. Like, I think the old Amanda would have bitten her tongue and just been like, okay, buddy. Like, I just think now she can't even help it.
Well, the sooner that you guys leave each other, the better, because I cannot stomach watching either of you talk to each other anymore. It's gross.
The only reason I can stomach it is because I know the end is near. I know we are getting off this ride. Speaking of rides, we're now headed back to the good old Hamptons. And I have committed to not saying anything unsavory about Carl because we love him and we do think he's the best, nicest, most lovely dude on Bravo.
So I'm saying all these guys are just making Carl's case for him. And it's like, great. Look what you've done to Chandler.
Look what you've done to Chandler. And so this isn't a dig on him. But when Carl starts talking about like this kind of, it's not a date that he had with Bailey, but it's like date adjacent. And he's like, yeah, I kind of have a crush. And it's like, no, you don't, Carl.
I know. You want to get back on the show next year because you have at your bar now and you got to do some promo for it. And like, it's not a good time to get let go from the show you've been on for 10 years.
I think, but I actually genuinely think because it's Carl, maybe with someone else I might think that, but because Carl is such like an earnest dude, especially in his sobriety journey, I feel like he just likes whoever's showing attention to him because he so badly wants to be in a relationship. And here comes this new, young, sweet, shiny penny. And she's like, tell me all the ways, Carl. And like, what do I need to know about this show? And like, and I'm sure they weren't breaking the fourth wall on their date, but like, I'm sure after when they're texting or, off camera, I think he's getting the itch scratched of like someone looking up to him or like being interested in him. And every girl that he's gone after, it's been a flop. It's been a hit and a miss. Or it's that girl Lily that he was like kind of seeing last year, but that was so awkward. He was like, this is like, he just can't win for losing in the dating realm. And I just think anytime a chick shows him interest, he's like, yeah, I was never looking at her that way, but come to think of it, I do have a crush on her. It's like, no, you have a crush on a crush. Like you are in love with the idea of wanting to be in love. I don't actually think you have feelings for Bailey. I think he gets those two things conflated.
Yeah.
Idiot.
No, we're not saying bad things about Carl. that was just my 2 cents. And, also maybe let's talk about your sexuality since we're on the topic. Okay. So, and then we learn that we see a picture of Mia's boyfriend because her and Ciara went down to Miami for the opening of his restaurant. Obviously, she said it was amazing and all the things. And so it was just nice to kind of connect the dots and like put a face to a name, but I don't have anything else about that. Does anyone?
I do.
Oh yeah.
You want to fight that guy?
Fuck that guy.
I didn't think she would be, not that I didn't think she would be interesting, but like whenever you bring someone on who has a full on relationship that's like probably leading to marriage and like there's no hope of him coming on the show and whatever. I just thought she would just kind of I don't want to call her a dud, but I just didn't think I would care about her. But I want her to stay. I want them to sign her full time. I think she's totally necessary. I don't know what next season looks like. If Ciara stays, I would love it if she would stay with Ciara. That would be great.
Oh, I feel like Ciara will stay. I hope she stays. The next scene is just kind of like everyone getting to the house. And the only, to me, interesting thing that happened when everyone was like shuffling in was just watching the Lindsay Carl interaction.
That was wild.
It was a little newts.
Did you hear her voice? The way she was like, I can't even remember what she said, but it was the first time. And I hate this because we had this whole talk about Lindsay and I'm like, oh, Eureka. Like I just never, whatever. I love Lindsay. Now, 2026, Lindsay, 2025. But the way she said something, I'm like, that's 2008, Lindsay. Wait, where'd she? I heard you guys heard it, right? Yeah. Like that and it made me wonder what the timeline is, where she's at with Turner. Because you know how sometimes you can get super kind of like, because she hasn't given 2 shits about Carl. She hasn't said anything. She hasn't, I don't know. She just hasn't really treated him any one way or the other. Like he almost like didn't exist for a stretch. And it seemed like the way that she talked to him was that she's pissed about something else. And, sometimes when you're like pissed about something else and you could be like, and it wouldn't even be happening if you had just been a real man and
totally
come through with your, like whatever. Like it felt like there was some kind of, we say something going on at home. Like
you'll see it.
Yeah. It's just a little vibe I got from her that like, where is she on the Turner timeline? I know that they broke up like really quickly after the baby was born or like maybe even right before it. I don't know. But like,
let's be honest. It was never really like this bona fide relationship. I think like they met, they were having, good loving and she really wanted to get knocked up, and that's what happened.
Yeah. So
this was like you said, this was the closest we've seen to old Lindsay in a very long time. She didn't go full Lindsay, which is great.
No, totally.
Full old Lindsay.
And maybe she's evolved to a point where like that will never return again.
I hope.
But like maybe she's not going to be as much as she was. And I will miss pregnant laugh Lindsay. Like that will just be like a glitch in the matrix that we all got to like, you saw that right? And maybe that will be the you saw that right, not the Carl.
I want that to be my ringtone now. The pregnant Lindsay laugh. But it was. She talks about how much she doesn't care.
Me think the lady does protest.
I was just gonna say the lady does protest too much. Like I know you're saying one thing, but your actions are showing something different.
It's written all over even your smile is that big.
That's
like,
right.
Like it's like the Cheshire Cat.
Like it was a little. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying that it could be something to do elsewhere because I still believe her when she says that she would never date Carl again. Like I believe that also. Or at least I believe she believes that in this moment. I don't know how it'll go. Maybe you're alone for long enough, like you start thinking, well, if he did want, I mean, I do need somebody to help me raise this. Well, I guess I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. I want you to have
a sibling.
Yeah,
give me the stuff. But I know I do believe what you're saying when she's like, "Oh, I would never want to date him again." Yeah. But there's still this pent up anger.
Yeah.
And I get that. There's people that like I feel have done me wrong, and it's happened so long ago that I should just let it out of the grudgery. But for some reason, like if someone brings them up, I will then drive home from that dinner party in a fake argument with the person that wasn't even there that they just brought up, and I'm like, and another thing,
yeah.
Yeah. Like I think she might always just be there with Carl. I hope she isn't. But.
Until she's with someone, I think anytime that if Lindsay has a stretch of time where she's feeling a little bit tired, maybe she's her Botox is up a little overdue. Like just you're looking in the mirror, you're dealing with age, and Lindsay looks fantastic. Please don't mince my words. I'm just.
She really does look great.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like the moments that women have like that just sort of come out of nowhere where like you're like, I don't know if the baby's super fussy, you are feeling like you don't have any help. His dad should be here, or her dad. Yeah. And then like, how did this even happen? I was supposed to get married to this like you just start spiraling in a way that it's like, my life is not supposed to be like this right now. I was promised something. Yeah. And you totally reneged. Yeah. And you called the camera guy to make sure it was documented. Like those are things that like Lindsay can keep telling herself, doing herself affirmations of like, I never even remember that Carl exists on this universe, on this planet. But no one can, and it's fine. It's human. It's fucking human.
It is. It was really sweet that after this, Carl's in his room and KJ pops in to be like, how was that? That seemed like, I love the male camaraderie and conversations that we're getting this season. It feels new. It feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels much needed. I don't need some dingbat like, you're right, bro. Yeah, fine. Like men can talk. Men have feelings. They can talk about the feelings. It doesn't make them any less of a man. Like I'm loving. Exactly. I'm just loving this. I'm loving all of this.
Those two specifically. You know how I feel like, I don't know if it's been on this show. I feel like Kyle tried to say, oh, I think these chairs are for me because I'm supposed to come out here and talk about stuff. Like, no, those chairs are for Carl, KJ, and Stassi's little brother. Like I would watch like an after show with those three discussing what like their takes on other shows.
Showmance?
Yes, exactly. I even like wrote that somewhere that like I would watch that as a segment. I wish that they would have it every 2 or 3 episodes that KJ and Carl meet back up to like discuss something, because I don't know why that conversation, I don't even remember what they were talking about, but I remember thinking these are 2 of the most emotionally intelligent men in this house times 1,000. You don't think Carl and KJ?
Carl bugs me. Like I said a while back, I don't think Carl's real. I think that
I do.
I think Carl is going through the process and memorizing all the books and the chapters and the headings and the things that you're supposed to say, but
You don't think he's reading the chapters?
I just don't think he's listening. I don't think he's hearing them. I think he's just saying the words, and like that could be part of the process, but I don't think it's clicked in. I said this a week or two ago that Carl seems like the guy who just got into religion and is like, oh, have you heard about Jesus? Let me tell you about Jesus. And you're like, bro, just fucking chill out. Like, it's all good. I've heard about Jesus. Like, we're good. It just like, and he's saying all the things in John 3:16 and like all the scriptures that you're supposed to learn in week 1 of Bible class or week 1 of AA or week 1 of, your retreat in the mountains, whatever. Carl's, I don't not like Carl, but he's giving me that, like, I don't trust you. And not even like a malicious Craig Conover way, just like I'm not buying this new shtick where it's like, hey everybody. Oh.
It's not new anymore.
Can I give you something to consider? Can I offer you something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm not saying anything negative about Carl, okay? I just want to say, what if, because what you're saying fits into my theory. I don't think it's that he's full of shit and like this isn't actually who he is. I think maybe Carl's just not like the smartest dude.
Oh,
so
I
like
agree
when
with that
he's
too.
talking about all of this stuff, he's parroting someone else's words because he doesn't know how to like take it in, digest it, see what works for him, what doesn't, and then spew out something innovative and new and a different take on something. He's just a real beta kind of person and a rule follower and and thank God, because we need alphas and we need betas. We need leaders and we need people who want to follow the leaders. And I think that Carl falls into that pack of just like, if he learns something, because like I was listening to his podcast and I love that he's doing it. And I think there's a real audience for like in this niche that he, I think, is trying to work in, which seems to be like the sobriety world. Like everything they were talking about, I'm like to your point, like that's literally like the preface of any like book on therapy, or like if you've read like the back cover of a Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. These are just things that are like stitched on pillows. Like these are truths that are universally known. And he's talking about them like, I just learned this thing. Or like, did you know you teach people how to treat you? Or like whatever it is, whatever the thing is. And I genuinely think Carl actually just didn't know these things because he's not that learned guy who's out there like aggressively trying to like feverishly ingest all of this knowledge and what does it mean for him. And I think that's where it comes off as like maybe he's just reading the chapter or, reading the headlines. And I actually just think it's like, no, he just takes the information in and parrots it back out because he's not a innovative.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, nobody's going to argue with that. Carl is dumb as shit.
Oh, no, I don't think
he's sweet, but he's not a smart guy.
Could this just be, though, that like this thing, like how long has he been sober now? Like
I think 6 years?
Has it been 6 years?
Or 4 years. Maybe 4 years.
Oh my God. Like literally in my head, I was thinking
I'm wrong, not 6.
But like, I don't know.
I'm not trying to shit on Carl. And I don't think this is going to sound, I don't think he's full of shit. I don't think he's being manipulative. I don't think he's trying to pull one over. I don't think it's any of that. I don't think it's like Craig Conover stuff. I think that it's more what he's just kind of dumb and like oafy and like silly and partied his whole life with his brother. And then his brother died. And then he had this relationship go to shit. And like this whole life that he thought he was going to have just went to shit, like out of nowhere. And I think he went and sought help. And I honestly am more in the camp of like, you're still a freshman at seeking help, right? So like you go seek help, you enjoy it, you see the benefits, you see the people who are 12 years in, it worked for them. Now they're leading the classes or the like, what do you call them? Group sessions, right? And you're like, this is it. I'm feeling something. This is my place. This is where I belong. I believe these people. And then you go out into the world and preach these newfound things that because you are kind of ignorant to the fact that like, no, dude, just this is for you. It's not for everybody. Just, So that's the vibe I get. And I think maybe in a year or two, he'll have learned it and accepted it and learned how to work with it. Or he won't. I don't know. But right now, he's giving
Mayberry to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Which isn't Carl. I don't buy that from Carl.
But I wonder if like that's sober Carl is Mayberry, is like the aw shucks.
But he wasn't like that with Lindsay. It's just a new thing. This is like he started this last year and then really is diving head first into it this year.
I think when he was taking the turn into Mayberry, down Mayberry Lane, was when he was with Lindsay. Like when he wouldn't engage with her. Like, Lindsay, I'm not having this conversation with you right now. Like, I think that was the turning point for him to be a little like.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because that's probably what turned her off.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Probably where she was,
and that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like, he is giving beta, which is okay. Like, not everyone needs to be fucking alpha.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're not.
I know he's not my. I don't really. And it sounds weird to say all these things because it sounds like, oh, you don't care about Carl, you don't like Carl, you think Carl's a dick. No,
you're saying he's a total idiot.
I'm indifferent about Carl. Like, I don't come, stay, leave, go, don't show up 1 week. I don't care. I don't even know if I would notice if he didn't even show up a whole weekend until the last day. I would be like, oh, Carl didn't show up this weekend.
I'm with you. I would not miss him if he was gone. I wouldn't notice if he was gone. And I like him. I think he's a good person.
I don't think he's a bad guy. No. I just think he's kind of.
And by the way, I'm not saying that I think Carl is dumb. I just don't think, like, you can tell, like, West is a smart, funny, interested dude, whether you like him or not, right? Like, Carl just doesn't have that level. Like, he's not quick. He's not, whatever. That's what I'm saying. He's just like a slower paced Mayberry kind of guy.
I don't know why, and maybe I don't know, maybe I've blacked out like what I thought of Carl before, because I definitely remember being really annoyed with him, but like I think it was in like his more transitional, like when he was just kind of newly sober, and I got really annoyed when he tried to tell Ciara he loved her, and like out of nowhere, I thought that was super weird. But there's a shift that has happened, and I don't know if it's within me and in the context of the other dudes that are in this house, just totally blowing it left and right and making him just seem like the only grown up in the building. But I really like Carl this year, and I feel like the girls have even said like, this would have never happened if Carl was here, or I wish Carl was here to tell this about. Like, it seems like I think we might be missing something, and like maybe it's just him being low key kind of house manager or something. Like maybe that still is Mayberry, and maybe it's not anything to want to invest whatever his salary is. If we could get 5 other new people that like, so I'm open to all that, but like I have to just stay for the record just to like admit it, and like it'll be here, and he'll do something stupid next week, and I'll be like, that's why I didn't like Carl. But like right now, I'm so happy to have him here. I don't know what that's about, but I feel very good about Carl right now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not unhappy. I'm indifferent. Nothing's happened to where I'm like, all right, like now I'm in on Carl. Like I don't care. I'm like, move to the next scene. But you know what Carl is? Carl's Aunt Carl. He's your aunt. He's your aunt that's always there and like gonna like, oh come on, I'll make you snacks. I'll do. He's just like sweet and
that's
there
what
for
I'm
advice
saying.
and there to take you.
That's what I mean. That it might
learn how to drive or what? I don't know.
It might be in the context of
Carl.
everyone else just being such man children.
Yeah,
and that might be why I'm like, no, he's not so bad after all. Everyone else sucks.
I hear what you're saying, but I think and Mike, tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm going to speak for you for a second. I'm not saying there's anything wrong or bad or like, and when he's around, like he's so sweet. He's getting the good bagels for everybody, all that kind of stuff. I'm just not like. He's a little bit of a Teflon character for me this season, in the sense that like I like Carl, and I am rooting for Carl Radke, the human being. I'm not getting from him like a storyline that I'm desperate to find out what happens with. Anytime he says he has a crush on someone, whether it was Ciara last season, it's like, who does every person in America has a crush on Ciara. Like, of course you have one. Like, and now saying he has a crush on Bailey, but then he had the crush on the girl that called him a lemur. Like, I think Carl just has a crush on anyone who's giving him attention. It just seems like he's very
he can't
stand for nothing, fall
love.
for anything in a sense. Like, I just like, I don't know where Carl's at besides like he's doing his soft bar thing and he's running marathons, but like it just, I feel like there's another layer to Carl that I would be interested to learn about if he wanted to go there.
You know what we talked about with soft bar, and I feel like we said this should be more of a lifestyle brand where it's like almost like a chapter. It's almost like a group of people that are like, oh, we're doing this on Sunday, and then we're going here, and then we're going to soft bar, and then like it's like soft bar would be kind of a part of the sober lifestyle in, where do they live? Not Brooklyn. They live in, where is it?
He's in Brooklyn.
Oh, I thought it was something else. But it seems like that's what he's doing with the podcast. I think that there is something about like, and I just remember this, and it's probably a horrible analogy, but like I remember getting into YouTube and like not wanting to talk to creators that had massive followings. Like I wish that there was a way to like find creators that were like in the same build kind of time, like maybe a little bit ahead of us, but like not much, like not 100,000 subs, but like maybe like 15,000 subs when we were just starting, you know, to try to like I didn't want to learn from someone who's just going to tell me that like, oh, here's this big picture. Like, I think what I'm saying is that there's something about starting off with someone who's like, I just read this thing. Did you know that like, where it's like, yeah, they've been that since 1980, they've been preaching that in AA. Like you're not saying anything new. There might be something I'm with Carl learning the steps, and I don't know. I think the podcast and the soft bar, and I'm wondering if there's going to be, he may have watched Showmance and heard us say like this needs to be like a full 360-degree lifestyle brand, and but just curious
that's what it feels like he's doing with his podcast.
Yeah.
So when I say like that little niche in like the sober world, it feels very, listen, Psych 101, Ecom 10, or like Com 101, you have 101 for a reason. Like you need to learn the basics. So if that's what he masters and is putting out into the world, a place for someone to start, I think that's great. I just don't know how dynamic that makes Carl to watch as a character.
Yeah. All right, I think that's a good place to go to part 2. So everyone, go to part 2.
And just get 5 people to subscribe to the channel, and then we could be at 3,000 followers.
Then we could hit a bajillion.
Yeah, after 3,000, everyone knows a bajillion's next.
Yeah. Love you. Bye.